Welcome to my channel Education Core. Dear students, in this video we will learn about periodic table. Before starting to learn about periodic table, first we should familiar with the following terms. These are atom, chemical symbols, atomic number, mass number, and arrangement of electrons. So, what is an atom? It is very difficult to imagine anything as small as an atom. 100 million of them side by side would only measure about 1 centimeter across. It means if you lined up 100 million atoms next to each other, they would only be about 1 centimeter across. Even with this challenge, scientists have managed to learn a lot about atoms. Scientists believe that an atom consists of a nucleus surrounded by a cloud of negatively charged electrons. The nucleus contains positively charged protons and electrically neutral neutrons. Scientists have taken over 100 years to produce this atomic model, and work is still going on. There are some scientists who have made important discoveries about the structure of the atom. The first one is Johann Dalton. Johann Dalton was the first scientist to discover that everything was made up of atoms. Dalton found out that water could only evaporate into the air if water and air were made of particles that could mix together. Dalton then had the idea that everything is made up of particles which could not be broken down into anything smaller. So he called these particles atoms. The second scientist is Joseph Johann Thomson. Joseph Johann had the idea that there were particles even smaller than the atom. Using a cathode ray tube, Thomson discovered the existence of a subatomic particle, electron. In Thomson's atomic model, most of the space in an atom is made up of positively charged material, with lots of tiny negatively charged electrons scattered through it. The next one is Rutherford. In 1911, Rutherford shot positive particles at thin gold foil, thinking they would all go straight through. Some particles were repelled, since positive particles can only be repelled by something positive. Rutherford decided there must be a positive bit in the center of each atom. Also, this positive bit very small, otherwise most of the particles would not have got through the gold foil. So this is the Rutherford atomic model. The next scientist is Niels Bohr. Bohr and Rutherford developed the atomic model further by suggesting that electrons orbit the nucleus at high speed fixed orbits around the nucleus. The Rutherford-Bohr atomic model helps us to explain the periodic table. To understand the periodic table, first we have to learn about chemical symbols, atomic number, atomic mass, and the arrangement of electrons. Chemical symbols. Each element has its own unique symbol, recognized all over the world. Dear students, a chemical symbol can be a capital letter or followed by a lowercase letter. For example, capital C, which is a symbol for the element carbon. Calcium has the symbol Ca. Similarly, sodium and magnesium has the symbol Na and Mg. Now, the atomic number and the atomic mass. Each element has a different atomic number and atomic mass. The number of protons in an atom is called its atomic number, and the atomic mass is the mass of an atom, which is approximately equal to the number of protons and neutrons in the nucleus of the atom. For example, the element carbon has atomic number 6 and its atomic mass is 12. Now, the arrangement of electrons. Bohr and Rutherford worked out a theoretical model for the atom in which the electrons are arranged in layers around the nucleus. Each layer's shell can hold a certain number of electrons. The first shell can hold up to 2 electrons, the second shell can hold up to 8 electrons, and the third shell can hold up to 18 electrons. Let's have a look at some examples. For example, carbon. The element carbon has atomic number 6 and its atomic mass is 12. So the atomic number tells us how many electrons the atom has. Now, how many electrons the carbon has? It has 6 electrons. Now arrange these electrons in a shell. The first shell contains 2 electrons and the second shell contains 4 electrons. So there is total 6 electrons revolving around the nucleus. But the second shell is not complete. Why? Because the second and third shell is supposed to have 8 electrons. Students, let's explore periodic table. There are over 100 different elements, each with different properties. The periodic table displays all the elements in the order of their atomic numbers. The periodic table has several rows called periods arranged on top of each other. So the horizontal rows in the periodic table are called periods. Elements with similar properties are arranged in vertical columns called groups. So the vertical columns of the periodic table are called groups. The zigzag line at the right hand side showing blue color, these are called metals, nonmetals and metalloids. Dear students, can you notice hydrogen is outside the main table? Why? Because it does not fit in any particular group. It is the simplest and lightest element, so it gets its own space at the top of the table away from the other elements. Even though it's outside, hydrogen is still an important part of the whole family of the elements. The elements in group 1 are sometimes called the alkali metals. Students, as you can see in the picture that the group 1 elements shown in red color. These elements are reactive because they have one electron in their outer shell. The elements with one electron in their outermost shell are unstable and they are very reactive. For example, the element lithium has atomic number 3. In lithium, there is one electron in outermost shell. So these are very reactive. Same in the case of sodium. The chemical symbol of sodium is Na and its atomic number is 11. So the number of electron is also 11. Now we have to complete the 11 electrons in a shell. The first shell has 2 electrons. The second shell can hold 8 electrons. Now 1 electron is remaining. So the third shell contains only 1 electron. These all the group 1 elements have 1 electron in their outermost shell. That's why these are very reactive elements. The elements in group 7 in the periodic table are called halogens. Now the most famous group, group 8, are called the noble gases. They are famous because they do not react. Do you have any idea why they do not react? This is because their outermost shell are completely full. So this is up to a periodic table. Now there are some facts for you. The first one is copper, silver and gold belong to a chemical family called the coinage metals. They are all unreactive, do not corrode, and as a result have been used to make coins. Alkali metals are soft and can be cut even with a knife. They react violently with water. Alkali metals are soft and can be cut with a knife. They react violently with water. Helium is used to fill balloons because it is lighter than air. Helium-filled balloons float upwards and they are also safe to use. Thank you my dear students. Please subscribe the channel for more learning videos. Thank you.